So welcome once again back to the lab. Y'all saw the title. We are AFK Shiny Hunting. And if we actually come up here, you'll see that we have multiple shinies right here in Area 20. Now, I'll show you how to perform this, but real quick, let me show you the power of this tool. So, I've got that Gardevoir right there, but there's another Gardevoir over there. Now, this one might be a little tricky to catch. Let me see if I can sneak up on her. The downside is these Gardevoirs can be really hard to obtain. So you almost need to get her into battle. Oh, no, I needed a better ball for that. I got her. Awesome. I really want a luxury ball, though. Well, unfortunately, my Gardevoir is now in a regular Pokeball. I was really hoping to put her in a luxury ball, but I didn't plan ahead. Now, for these next ones, we're going to go ahead and make sure they all go into luxury balls, as I randomly throw one. And as I go around here, you'll notice that I have a shiny Malamar over here. Let's see if we can just throw a ball and catch him. He won't run. The Gardevoirs will run, so you do need to be a little bit careful with them. Got him. We'll go ahead and hit Dragalge here. See if I can catch him without knocking him out. Awesome. Got him in a luxury ball. I also have Lucario over here, because he's got a really rugged catch rate. So I don't want to risk knocking him out and losing him. Yo! I didn't think that would work first time. Awesome. Let's go ahead and drag each one of these out one by one. Now, you'll notice that I have multiple Pokemon here in the center. And make sure you guys save before doing this process, because you never know what you're going to miss. So awesome. We have a Gyarados. That is an Alpha. We have an Alpha Gyarados, an Alpha Electros. So I'm just going to take out Hippowdon here. He's not shiny, so it shouldn't matter too much what we do to him. And I want to bring these guys one by one. I do not want a... I had 5 under there. I've seen up to 10, but I really don't want a 5v1 fight. I try to avoid knocking them out because even though they become easier to obtain when they're knocked out, they also aren't a guaranteed catch. Now, you notice I put my Pokemon up, and the reason for that is because I do not want to accidentally take him out. Now, the good news is the way the game works is... Yes, I got him! Nice! The way the game works, so it'll save all of the shinies, and since there's a shiny Alpha there, it'll save Pangoro. So what I can do is I can actually fly over to the to go get some more luxury balls. So we're going to do that real fast. So I went ahead and bought some luxury balls, and so we're going to go ahead and try to get this last shiny. Now, the one thing I do want to mention through this method is that you can populate a whole bunch of alphas under here, but the problem is once you pick them off, they are kind of gone, and you have to go through the method all over again. Also, it's easy to get overwhelmed, as you saw earlier, so try to drag one out at a time. If you try to take on all 5 alphas at once, even with a level 100, you're going to be in for it. Also, while I'm using Victory Bell to try to paralyze while I am trying to do this process, the honest answer is you might want to do Sleep instead, though I do find Paralyze is kind of better, but with the Electros, it wasn't effective at all, so you got to pick your method there. All right, he's in the red. I'm going to call Electros back, and we're going to go ahead and try to catch him. Oh, he was very forthcoming with that. So there we go. We have now a sum total of 7 shinies we just got with one method. Let me show you how this is done. Now, I did mention this is an AFK method, and of course, while everything was taking place, I was off brewing myself a nice cup of coffee because it was fairly late at night, and I was like a good pick-me-up before I stream. And that is why I always reach for a cup of Rom Roast by Root Brands. I absolutely love this brew. It is a medium roast. It's not a dark roast. It's not a light roast. It's nicely, perfectly in the middle. It's not too acidic. It's definitely pleasing to the palate. But don't take my word for it. Go try it for yourself. In the description down below, I have a link for their store. Code GAA15 will get you 15% off literally everything there. And it's not just coffee. They have a number of other products. Please do go check them out. Support the brands that support us. And let's get back to the shiny hunting, shall we? Now, first things first, to start this process off, you need to come to the Centrico Pokemon Center. And you need to have her heal your Pokemon. This will set this as your spawn point. This has to be your spawn point, or this process will not work, because fainting is a part of this procedure. Now, to kick this off, what you're going to do is you're going to want to find a good programmable controller. This thing was dirt cheap. I found it at a Walmart store for like $20. And so far, it's been very reliable for this process. Now, the controller is only necessary if you want to do this AFK, but if you want to do this actively, now if you're just looking to shiny hunt alphas, or you're just looking to shiny hunt whatever's in this area, I'll show you real quickly how to do this. It is a bit convoluted, but you do have to start with a single day and or night cycle, and you have to do everything in that roughly about 15-20 minute area that you have that single day or night. So let's go ahead and jump into that real quick. Now I'm going to start out with a fresh day here so we can kind of get this going. Two alphas will always spawn right here under Lumiose Tower. So what I'm going to do, those are Gengars, double Gengars. Gengars should be pretty easy to, there we go. You want to aggro them, and you want them to chase you. Now, don't do your fast run. Do a slower run. Just be weary of their attacks. It's easier to do this with physical attackers, but Gengar will chase pretty effectively. So get them to chase you over here, and bring them both up to the little bridge right here as you go to the front of Area 20. I'm going to go ahead and just dodge their moves. I would recommend not trying to, damage them too much. Just get them mad and bring them up here. Like I said, physical attackers tend to be a little bit easier, but here we go. We almost have them up there. Come on, guys. No, don't go over there. Come on. You need them right here at the bridge. Come on, guys. Cooperate. So with them kind of acting like this, it might be better to reset, but they're here. Now, fast run to the front, and once you get to the gate, go ahead and quickly drop a save. Once you've got that save done, force close the game. Now, what's really interesting, once you reboot the game, you'll notice that they're kind of reset right there at the bridge. But that's not the only thing you have to do. You actually have to bring them right up to the gate, and they have to be right exactly at the gate. If essentially they're not at least on this little path here, this process could fail. So let's go aggro them again. Now the other one's not aggroed. Come on, both you aggro. All right, here we go. They're both aggro. Now with them both right there, go ahead and drop another save and force close the game. You have to save and you have to force close the game. Now you will notice that they're both right there at the gate, and that is exactly where we want them. So the reason you're doing this is because it's going to reset their spawn point right there at the front of the gate. So both those Gengars will always be there. But don't worry, they're not stuck as Gengars. You'll see what I mean here in a moment. But we need 2 more Pokemon to spawn under the Lumiose Tower. To do that, you're going to basically set a marker here. Okay? And you want to run roughly about 55 to 59 meters away. So I like to go right here to where this Roselia is. And then, so we're about 54. I'll go one more. 55-ish. Anyway, she's like a good way to mark this. So I'll go right about here. And then one more time, we'll go ahead and drop a save. And then we'll force close one last time. Now, this is by no means a new method. But you're always going to spawn this way, pointing towards Area 3. Make sure you turn around and go back to Area 20. You'll see the 2 Gengars there. Or whatever Pokemon you've got there. Now, try to, basically run past them. Try not to aggro them this time, because we want them to stay right there. So I did resets basically until I got 2 Mon that I think will follow me. So it shouldn't take much to aggro Pangoro and Phalanx. So let's see if we can get them to come over here. Problem is I do have my Gengars. Come on, guys. So since my Gengar did follow me, there we go. So the fast run up to the front. Drop a save. And we'll do that all again until both Pangoro and Phalanx are at the front of the gate. Now, thankfully, they can't hurt you outside the gate. And actually, that's not true either. One thing I will warn you guys is while you're doing this process, I have learned that if they do any kind of normal 2-turn move, like dig or fly, and you exit during that move, they will spawn outside of here and attack you. So it is possible to break the game in that way. It ain't fun. If that happens, just reset the day and start over with again. You do not want to deal with that situation. Come on, Phalanx. You are the biggest. You're worse than Electros. Come on. Okay, everybody's right there doing their part. Go ahead and run down here. And we want to get about even with them. And then once again, drop a save. Force close, reboot, and remember, do not run towards Area 3. You need to turn around and run towards Area 20. Now, we got our 2 Gengars, we got Phalanx, and we've got Pangoro. We might have the ability to get one more, and I will reset basically until I know we get some easily aggroed Pokemon over here. If you've set your respawn area as that Pokemon Center, we've got everyone right here. Let's see. No, we do not. We've lost Samon again. Anyway, so I've got 4 of the 6 I just had. And once again, that's... Noivern's gone as I expected. Gengar's gone. Whatever. So we're just going to go ahead and get fainted here. So somewhere along the way, I've lost some Pokemon. As I've said, I'm going to have 4. Most people get up to 6. I have seen up to 10 Pokemon that will spawn under Lumiose Tower. But I'm kind of short on time, so we're going to do it this way. So once you kind of come back there to the Pokemon Center, if you run back here into the center of Lumiose Tower... Oh, actually, there's quite a few there. There's 6 there. Awesome. Perfect. Now, if you're really good at this, and if you get some physical attackers and whatnot, I have seen up to 10 spawn there. So we got lucky. We got 6. So what you do now, and this is the fun part, so you can see I'm right here on the map. We were using this gate for our initial process, but over here, there's a set of benches, and this makes life really, really easy. So if you want to do this AFK, just go ahead and reset the day-night cycle. It's just that easy. You'll see a few of the Pokemon pop up over there. We got 3 of our 6. There's a few over there that pop up, and a few over there that pop up. Now, if there's any shinies, you'll hear the shiny noise right out of the gate. But if I walk up here, let all 6 spawn in, a few will spawn in over there, and so on and so forth, and then run back to my spot here, then I could pretty much wait till morning and do it all over again. Now, this is tedious. I get it. This is very tedious. Now, this is actually where this controller comes into play. And like I said, this was a pretty cheap controller, all things considered. Oh, there's an Alpha Dragalge right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and hit the program button, and I'm going to program it to run up here, run back here, and then I'm going to program it to hit the A button several times over. Okay? Now, while it's doing this scene to keep the program running, every few seconds, I'm hitting the A button. Just mashing the A button. Now, once daybreak comes up, one more A button right there, and then I have my program set. So I reset my program button, and I've assigned it to a button down here where I can just auto this whole sucker. Now, this is where the AFK portion of this comes in. So she's going to go ahead and just basically just run this cycle over and over and over again. Now, if you have the shiny charm, you're in luck because your odds go down by a factor of 4. So normally your odds are like 1 in, I think, 4,048. Doesn't matter. Let's just say for the sake of argument, 4,000. 1 in 4,000-ish chance of getting a shiny. But when you have your shiny charm in this game, it's a 1 in 1,000. So what I did is I let this run for several hours. I just left my Switch in a nice cool place so it wouldn't overheat or anything like that, and just ran this for several hours. And that's what you saw there at the beginning. Now, you could do this pretty much indefinitely and AFK farm as many of these alphas as you need. Now, you will only get about the 6, and every time you catch one, it will diminish again. So basically, your best bet is to go until you have 4 of the shinies right there, and then, or however many, you know, like there's, let's say there's 2 non-shinies left. Farm all those up, leave the 2 there, start the process over again. You can farm, I believe there's a sum total of something like 67 different Pokemon that will spawn there as alphas, and every single one of them can be shiny. So there you guys go. Don't forget to check out our sponsor. Make sure to drop a subscribe. Make sure you like the video if this helped you out, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.